Well, I guess I must have hit the pilot because there's no real damage on the aircraft, but it's been destroyed. So I must have hit the pilot. If this is the same aircraft, obviously the other one wasn't destroyed. Well, he's down now.
Charlie, arm at full time. 0474 160. Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy. Refueling complete. Rearming complete.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy. Refueling complete.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy. Rearming complete. Refueling complete.
Good evening, folks. I'm a bit pleased at the moment that I seem to have a reasonably stable voice attack going. I'm using my camera mic that's on top of the monitor instead of the mic that I'm now speaking on, and that seems to be working well. So I'm going to use voice attack now just to prime the engines, and the command I've set for that is as follows. Let's see if it works. Run starter. Maybe it doesn't work whilst I've got my key pressed. Stand by. My push to talk key, that is. Oh, it could also be because the game hasn't got focus. So let's try that. DCS. I'll try again. Right, let's put me on the window. I'll just try again whilst I've got my push to talk. Got a feeling that's preventing it from working, but it doesn't matter because you don't need to hear me make the commands. So let's do it. And the command is run starter. No, okay. I'll stop talking. I'll release my push to talk and try again.
Run the starter.
And that worked fine. So it doesn't like me using the push to talk on this mic to send controls or to send signals, commands to voice attack. But that's fine. going to try again with the key pressed. Run starter. Oh, that's taking me totally elsewhere. It's looking at someone's missile coming down. So I'm not sure what happened there. Probably because I was pushed to talk, it had the control key pushed. So I'll have to use voice attack without only when I'm not speaking on the mic, which is fine. That's the way it's always been, so that's fine. Right, so just saying F1 put me back in the cockpit, so that's fine. Right, so the starter has been run. I'm armed. I already did that by voice attack, so I can just start now, I think. Start the engines. What I'm after is using voice attack for things, or when I would normally, in this case, shout out of the window. That's why we have to have the window open, otherwise the ground crew can't hear us. When I've got to shout out the window and ask the ground crew for something, rather than using F commands, like function button commands, I want to be able to just say it, because that's probably what I would be doing. So I'm just saying it. So, okay, I think I'm in a position to get started. Oh, actually, I didn't set my trims. I knew there was something I've forgotten, so let's do that. And altimeter. 49 RTB, I'll be coming in on 08. I've got some damage. Well, I'm south of your runway going for, or staying, asking for repair and rearm.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Of course they didn't hear me. Try again.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy. Refueling complete.
RT4 check.
Yep, I copy. You copy?
Yeah, roger that.
Well, I've got to say, since I've did that little change round, camera,
Rearming complete.
mic-wise, voice attack is being very helpful. I'm even adding a few more commands so that I don't have to push buttons or say comms or whatever to get the comms menu up and ask for repair, etc. I just say rearm and it gets me to the rearm menu. And I'm just setting one up now for repair, which it should just go straight ahead and ask for repair.
Nice. Do we think that's solely the microphone setup, or is the new version of voice meter helping as well?
I don't think the new voice meter version is making any difference to that. I mean, there might be some differences, but I don't think that's one of them. I think it's purely because of the hum that I get from the mic that I'm using at the moment, which I was also using for voice attack, and that hum is probably enough to cause an issue. Although it's steady and voice attack was sporadic, since I've been using the camera mic on top of the monitor, it's just behaving itself quite well.
Right. Did I say voice attack or voice meter?
Voice attack. What did I say? I meant voice attack.
Yes, sorry, I'm just getting words mixed up in my head.
Well, I could easily have said it wrong as well. So. But anyway, yeah, it's good. I'm happy with the way it's working at the moment. And what I'm doing, things that I would normally ask the ground crew to do, I'm trying to put in a series of commands that it does it. So I don't normally I'd say like F8, F6 or whatever. Now I just say reload and it does it.
Yep, I use the same principle with some of my buttons on the touch port.
Yeah.
While I have built an F1 to 12 menu for when I do uncommon things, the logistics and all that, I have pre-programmed buttons that just go through the right sequence.
Yeah, that's all. But I'm now happy that I don't have to touch any buttons. I haven't got any push to talk. I'm not using push to talk for voice attack. I'm just leaving the mic open, and it's working definitely better. I'm feeling quite confident at the moment with it that it's going to be okay. I don't know if you got that last bit, but yeah, I'm confident that it's going to be okay. I think I might have been on the wrong screen, but anyway, I'm currently just setting up I don't know if you call it a macro, but a little sequence of commands that will ask something to be repaired. So all I'll do is say repair rather than go through the menu.
Request repair.
Copy.
Well, that's great. I just said repair. I like to position myself. It's a little bit sensitive with my positioning with respect to the mic, but I just said repair, and it just went straight in and said okay.
Nice. Sorry, I was on the wrong radio setting.
Oh, okay. No worries. There's some. It looks like there's some enemy infantry in the lake, south of the airfield, near where you are at the moment, actually. So I might have a go at those if you're not already taking them out.
No, I'm on rescues at the moment. Sorry, I shot at your targets earlier on. I didn't realise you were doing a pass on.
That's all right. I didn't realise you were there either. So between us, we sorted them anyway. Actually, I used rockets on one lot, and it was good. It took them out. It was 5 of them. And I was lucky that my aim was good enough. It took them out in one go. Actually, as a bonus to all that, I've just realised that if I say F1, it puts me straight in the cockpit. I don't have to push my little button to put me in the cockpit. I just say it. So that's a little bonus I've only just realised.
Nice.
Still got a few seconds before my aircraft's repaired. From what I was doing yesterday, I was using the strimmer a lot, and now the crook of my left arm, like just in the elbow area, when I bend my elbow, it's because of holding the strimmer, because I was using the strimmer all the time, and using the strimmer, keeping it level, is mainly the job of the left arm. So that now feels quite uncomfortable. Right, I've been repaired. I think I'm good to go. I'll have a go at those infantry in the lake.
Run the starter.
Copy.
Oh, for the Mosquito as well, rather than go through a menu, I just say run starter and it does it.
Nice. Yeah, that's actually probably one that I should put on my screen.
Yeah. Rather than go through a couple of options on the menu, I just say run it, and it just comes back and does it. That's really good. So if it carries on like this, I'll be very happy with voice attack. And it's all this time, I think my issues have been due to a hum, although constant, causing sporadic problems.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we talk about voice activation as if it's understanding the words that we say, but it's not. It's just, it records the wave, and it compares the wave the wave that's registered against that word, and if the wave matches, it'll be right. So if you do all your voice training with that hum in the background, then you probably wouldn't be so bad, because the patterns will still match. It's if you do your voice training on a clean mic and then the hum comes in, or you do all your voice training with the hum there and then you fix it and the hum goes away, then you've stuffed up all your voice training. Or not, you've stuffed up the voice training, you've stuffed up all the pattern matching.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, previously, all of my voice training was done with the mic that was humming, and now it's not. I can't remember if I retrained it with this camera mic or not. I can't remember if I did. I think I might have done. I can't remember for sure.
One, two, four, check.
124. Oops, heading of 138.
Copy that, the atmosphere follow you.
Oh my god, your compass is pre-aligned. It's pre-aligned. We've got someone shooting. Who's shooting?
There's a lot of people everywhere. Both my gunners are just firing.
There are a lot of people in a lot of places right now, it's fair to say. There's a few more for good measure.
mission accomplished. Those infantry are now gone with some rockets.
I'm going to try and figure out what my main guns won't fire.
I think the remaining infantrymen in the lake must be wearing scuba gear because I can't see them. By the way, Lexor, if you've got your ears on, I've also experienced no issues with frame rates. That got the last guy in the lake. Oh, Lexor dead radio, okay. Convoy disarmed. Final R3B rearm. Finals on 08. Yeah, I'm also for repair. I'm on the north edge of the runway, so I'll sit there. They took my tyre out, so I'll get repaired and rearmed.
Request refueling. Request rearming. Copy. Refueling complete. Rearming complete.
And that has to be Warhawk coming up on my starboard side. Oh, I've just realised I've made all those calls. I didn't open my window.
Request rearming.
Copy.
Request repair.
Copy. Rearming complete.
I think we just had a mission restart there. I don't think that was an issue. I think there's a mission. Every now and again, the mission restarts to refresh stuff. So I think that's just all that's happened. It's just restarting the mission.
Request rearming.
Copy.
Okay, so to rearming, I'll get started. I'm I'm quite happy with this now. I just realised I'm talking all over the streams. Not over the stream. I'm talking all over the radio. I meant to talk on my stream. Sorry about that. In fact, I wasn't talking all over the radio
Rearming
because I
complete.
didn't have the radio turned on to the right channel, so that was lucky. Okay, so yeah, I'm quite comfortable now with it. Voice attack is behaving itself quite well since I stopped using the mic that I'm speaking on at the moment and I started using one of the camera mics. So I've got cameras on the top of my monitor. I'm using one of those. So far it's behaving well. I believe I've asked for rearm, so I'm gonna in a minute I need to ask them to run the starter, and I can do that purely with voice now. I don't have to click any or ask for any commands up on the menu at the top there. I'll just say run the starter and it should just go straight in and do it for me. So let's get going.
One, two, four.
Copy. That was a natural mission restart, I take it.
Yeah, I was just saying, although I had the rearm screen up so it didn't work. Yeah, sorry for the restart. That was a side effect of having a day job that I forget to do things for the weekend.
That's no problem at all. The stuff you do on this is incredible, so that's absolutely fine.
I still need to go in and to do a double check on the restart schedule, because I think I tried to keep it even, but what I've done is it's ended up sort of slicing this session in half.
Okay. No sweat. Yeah, hearing that chopper, I suppose I should jump in my Chinook at some point.
Run the starter. Copy.
0.5. Right, we got one CSAR, 0.5, TT6.
Copy. Perhaps I'll head out that way to see if I can give support.
Well, it's going to be right on top of the runway.
Oh, right. Let's have a look.
In fact, it might actually be on the runway.
Ah.
I've asked for smoke. There are enemy forces.
Did you say there are or aren't?
Positive there are.
Copy that. On my way.
I aren't seeing the smoke though.
No.
Oh, there it is, just behind, just by the helicopter swan area.
I should have jumped in a spit for this, but I was already in the mosquito, so never mind.
I think they're shooting at the equipment. We got TR and Air Forces are possibly shooting at them.
Copy that. I'm not seeing anything on the map at the moment for those.
You know? Well, I think the ground forces, the tanks on the end of the runway just fired at them, so I think the red forces are gone. But I'm
Okay.
believe.
Yeah, copy that.
Tally, utility at falls 0474 160. Dodge 1, Tally, armor at falls 0474 160. Dodge 1, Tally, infantry at falls 0474 160.
Alright, you got sustenance? Got your ammo? Oh wait, wrong game. Out for the lines if you look.
Well, that was a nice strike on the bridge. Took out, I think, I've just got to recheck, but I think I've taken out the 4 BTRs and a number of infantry, so that worked nice.
Nice. Was that rockets and the mosquito?
Yeah. Trying to check if I've got all 4 or whether there's a BTR left.
You got a fucking install on me, so I'm trying to catch up.
I just realised I'll just do a little loop-loop. How'd you catch up? I was just gunning it.
I'll let you take lead because you've got the heading and everything.
That's funny, because I was going to let you take the lead, because you've got the guns and everything.
I mean, I can. It might not go the right way, but I can.
It's about this direction. 158, or at least that's what it was.
The final BTR on the bridge had scampered off into the woods, but he's a goner. Got him.
Nice.
Actually, I should jump back in the spit because that's the one where it really notices. I've changed the internal reflective glare that you get off the internal of the canopy. So that is possibly also something that would take resource, I would have thought.
Yeah, quite possibly.
I reduced it from 50% to 30%, which makes it easier to see out and hopefully saves a bit of resource.
Yeah, yeah. 052, 6 nautical miles.
I hate how fucking shaky this airframe is.
It's only shaky when you're pushing it near to its max speed.
Like, not even, if you get, like, even going slow, if you get anywhere close to any kind of its limit, it just shakes. I hate it. The one thing about the Huey I hate in DCS is how badly it shakes if you, like, not in its complete comfort.
I think Walker is struggling to go as slow as we are.
Would this be the bad time to take control of my minigun on the right? Surely we have to get in there soon. I don't think we're too far away.
2.5, 55, 05.
Okay, double check my weapons are working. Hell yeah.
Alright, what was marking?
Okay, I'm going to RTB, jump back in the spit and check out, see how that goes with the reflections on the inside of the canopy. I won't be going on late tonight because I've got deliveries, Amazon deliveries in the morning, and the law of sod says that they're going to turn up at like 8:30 or something stupid, so I need to be around.
Yeah, right there.
So 49 RTB, I'll come in from the on 08.
Roger, I'm just going to scoop Dave and then we'll be on our way back.
Copy that. The odd thing about my strimming that I was doing yesterday, and like the muscle thing, when I went to scratch my nose after all that strimming, I brought my hand up and it didn't quite reach the nose. And you would have thought that because I'm constantly lifting up, it would have caused me to lift up my arm even further, because that's what I've been trying to do all that time. But in fact it stopped just short of my nose, and I had to sort of force it a little bit to make so that I could scratch my nose. That felt really odd. And I think it's just that the muscle memory is like, it's not just lifting up, it's holding it in a particular place so you can cut the grass reasonably evenly with a string.
Right, so when you're holding your arm in that stationary position like that, you're tearing the muscles a bit, so it ends up tightening. So the same amount of effort, you need more effort to stretch it out again.
Yeah, but it felt really odd, because all I was going to do is just like an itch on my nose, and I brought my hand up and it didn't reach. I had to sort of force it to come up to the nose. Oh, I've got repair issues because my flaps are no longer operative from the oh, hang on. No, it's not. It's because I'd been marking targets, therefore my mouse wasn't clicking over things.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've hit my tyre, I think. Oh, what a mess. But I'm down. I can walk away from it. Oh, I don't think they have damaged my tyre, so I'm not sure what that was all about. Unless it's something to do with the braking system. Don't know. I'm going to jump in a spit anyway, just to check the reflections on the inside of the canopy.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy. Refueling complete.
Oh, by the way, Lexor, if you copy, I still haven't got my spit sound back, but I am in contact with Echo 19 on Discord, and
Rearming
hopefully they're
complete.
going to sort me out.
That's good. That's good. Nice pass, Warhawk. That was nice. Oh, we've got enemy on the ground, right on your 12.
Pontiac 1-1, tally utility at Wolf 047 for 160. Pontiac 1-1, tally armor at Wolf 047 for 160.
Nice one. I'm guessing that was Warhawk. Yeah, it was. Just looked at the map. Well done. Yeah, nice. No, 49, take off 08.
What's that?
I just used my jump command, which is rather good. I just said it, and sure enough, there we go. My Spitfire's just crashed over in the northeast. I did the jump because I want to now jump in a Chinook for a little while, just for. I might finish at 2 o'clock or 2:15, something like that. Just said all that, and I'm talking to myself apart from the stream. They can't hear me because I haven't got a radio on my parachute.
Hey mate.
Oh, I'm just playing silly thingies. I jumped out my spit, having just checked what the reflection on the internal reflection on the canopy was. I jumped out over the airfield and walked back to here, but I wondered if I could get to that's Laxor up there. I wondered if I could get to there, but I can't climb up this hill is too steep.
Hey Bill. Raid.
Hello Scar, nice raid, thank you. I'm going to actually probably jump in, unless someone wants different, I'm probably going to jump in a Chinook. I've done Mosquito, I've done Spitfire, and I've tested a few things tonight. I've actually got voice attack behaving very well. Using the mic of one of the cameras on the top of my monitor rather than the mic I'm currently speaking on. That camera mic is working far better because this mic's got a bit of a hum on it, but it was giving me issues. So now I'm using the camera mic and it seems to be much better, and I've introduced a few additional little.
Thanks, Scott. Have a good session, mate.
I've had a few little additional commands. So instead of going through the comms menu, I just say repair and it does it. Or like for the Mosquito, I'll just say run starter and it just does it. I don't have to go through a menu. I've just programmed it to do that. So it's coming in. That's coming quite useful now. Whoa, 10 of you there. Hello, 10 of you there. Nice to see you all. I'm going to jump, unless someone wants something else, I was going to perhaps jump in a Chinook just for the remainder of the session. So let me know if anyone wants something other than a Chinook, and you're very welcome to say no, fly a Spitfire. It's always welcome, so, but whatever. I'll give it a half a minute or so in case anyone wants to respond on that.
SCUD Muffin 96. Fly what you want to fly, Bill.
Well, part of what I want to fly
Yeah,
is influenced
you
by
do
you guys out there. If you'd like to see something flying, I'd like to oblige. But I'll probably just go with the Chinook, only because I need the practice. Okay, so I'm not going to get up this steep hill. It won't let me climb up there. So I thought I was hoping I'd be able to walk up there and stand beside Laxor's helicopter, but of course I couldn't. It wouldn't let me.
Heads up, we have been flying handmade multiplayer WW2 campaigns. A dog door. With the 56 OG.
Didn't understand most of that, dog door, I'm afraid.
We need your special skills.
What, me? My special skills? I haven't got any, son.
A dog door. Yeah, mate. SCUD Muffin 96. You need to join us as we escort 48B-17S into combat.
I'm feeling a tiny amount of pressure here.
A dog door.
And it's nice.
At SCUD Muffin 96, yes. SCUD Muffin 96. LOL.
Okay.
A dog door. It's
now,
so good.
Not tomorrow night.
LOL.
But give me
a night.
Give me a time. Give me a date.
A dog door era mode.
Not tomorrow night because I'll be here tomorrow night. But tell me a possibility that you'd like me to join you at some point. In the meantime, I'll jump in the
SCUD Muffin 96.
in the thing.
Have a good flight and a good stream, Bill.
Thank you, Scud Muffin, and maybe I'll see you on that mission. Yeah.
A dog door. Alrighty, lunchtime. We'll be lurking for a bit.
Copy that, dog. So yeah, dog. Perhaps let me know a particular day. I mean, it could even be during the day, depending on how it suits you. But let me know, some possible windows to in which to join you on that mission. Wouldn't be a regular thing, but I'm sure it'd be good fun, at least as a one-off.
A dog door. The squadron flies at various times. We should be able to align something.
Copy that. Yeah, all right. Well, give me some options and we'll see what we can do. It sounds good.
A dog door. Will do.
Oh, didn't mean to do that. Why's my radio not working? I've got internal, but not radio. That was why. Radio check.
124 check.
All good.
Thank you. I'm in the Chinook, see what damage I can do to myself in this. Not going to worry about lights for now.
I'm not saying that there's pressure under, but the music has just kicked off, so...
Well, that felt controlled. I'm flying it instead of it flying me at the moment.
Right, okay, I am not even going to shoot at them because the minigun is doing absolutely nothing.
I'm going to try a landing.
Oh, but oh my god, but the waste gunner, the M60, that does damage.
Not sure where I'm going to land, but I'm going to try landing. Landing's always a tricky part for me on that. I mean, with the Huey just taking off and being in any way under some sort of control was quite a challenge, but in the Chinook, I must say it was easy. Now, am I going to waste more time in a Chinook because I'll be closing fairly soon, oh no, I'm going to finish on my comfort zone. I'm going to jump in a spit. Now that was just saying rearm has brought me to this window. So that's is working quite well. I think voice attack is behaving itself quite well at the moment.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy. Refueling complete.
I'll just check the radio. Radio check.
All good.
Thank you.
Rearming complete.
If anyone wants me to explain anything about the spit, I don't know everything, but might be able to help on some things. Right, next thing is I have to have a sup on my beer. I mean, what I say about things that you might want to know, I'm talking about things like tacting, because the Spit doesn't have toe brakes and things like that, and the things we're doing for takeoff, which can be a bit touchy. Remember what they said about the Spitfire? She was a lady in the air, but she was a bitch on the ground. And it's because she was a tail dragger and a very slim wheelbase. It's like the 109, they were similar. They were both tail draggers, they were both horrible on the ground. Oh, I've just had a frame hit, I don't know why. Frame rate has dropped to below 20. You notice I'm not using my stick at all for this. My rudder pedals are moving to provide braking to the appropriate wheel. So just to explain in case you don't know, Spitfire doesn't have toe brakes. If you want to turn left when you're taxiing, it's left rudder and apply some brake, and it puts that braking onto the left wheel so that you slew round opposite to the right, of course. Not intuitive, not comfortable, certainly to start with. I'm trying to show what I'm doing, but I've got to look down for the viewer to see and up for me to see where I'm going, and then the top of my glasses gets in the way. But you notice tiny movements on the brake, movements on the rudder to put the braking onto the appropriate wheel.
Pontiac 1-1, tally triple A at moles 048 for 170.
And if you didn't know that, let me know. Just say, cool, I didn't know that. You probably did. Depends on what games you're into. I mean, people watching this at the moment might not do DCS, so they possibly wouldn't be aware of that. Okay, final checks before I take up standby. I'll very quickly explain for takeoff. It could be stick back, pull right aileron, throttle up, dance on the pedals to keep her straight, gradually letting the throttle forward, the stick forward, and then at round about 85 miles an hour we'll take off. So it'll be a little bit of rotate, and then once we're up, as soon as we're up, it's like gear up. And I adjust my trim at that point. I don't know if you're supposed to, but that's when I adjust my trim and do a few other things. Set the prop pitch to give about 2,700 RPM, and then I'll close the canopy. We keep the canopy open just in case for takeoff and landing. You see, keep the canopy open until that operation is completed, just in case there's issues. Ground crew don't want to have to smash through the canopy to get you out. They want to be able to reach in, whack your buckle to unbuckle you, and then get you out. So here we go, brake off. Stick back, full right, throttle up. I'm letting the stick come forward as I'm doing this. Put my sight on. Make my guns ready. Close the camera.
Alright, watch yourselves coming up to the bridge. They will be nasty.
I've got low missiles because they'll got shot off, you know, because there's only like 1 or 2 people actually doing their work here.
Well, I was firing at them, but these guns do nothing to them.
You're just sitting there fucking cracking the whip, making it look like you're working. Meanwhile, you're just wanting to get a free ride.
Someone's got to.
Well,
Checks off again. Take part.
And get up close and personal, because other people aren't willing to fight.
If you get up and close and personal, they are going to get up close and inserted bullets.
I'll take a chance and come and join you, because you're at the dangerous bridge, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, coming in. This bit.
I think we just lost Undead.
Oh. Well, I've damaged something, that's it. That's a dangerous bridge. That really is. Those units are awful. I've got bad frame rate as well at the moment. So, the question is, what shall I do now? Will I go back into a spit or what? I'll wait in case anyone's got an idea of what they'd like me to do. I'll wait a half a minute or so. So those units there are both pretty nasty. I don't think I've ever really attacked this lot and got away with it. They probably need to be attacked by missiles and stuff that can be fired from a distance and perhaps guided. So, I'll jump back in a spit again. Although I've just crashed, so I better select a different spit because otherwise my radio probably won't work. That's a DCS issue. Let's select, let's filter. Now from this particular spawn I can't get rearmed, so what I will do, because it puts me about here if you watch on the map there, it puts me about there and I have to taxi across to the right to this point here, and that's where there are ground crew who can arm me. So I've got to taxi across in that direction.
Request rearming.
That's lucky. I didn't put my brake on. I could have easily careered forward onto the grass. So brake on, prop pitch fully fine. That's what I should have done before I did much else at all, really. Right, adjust altimeter and trims. That's trim set for takeoff. I'll adjust that after takeoff. Rudder set for takeoff. If I remember, I'll set that after takeoff. Sometimes I forget and wonder why I'm fighting the aircraft. Then eventually I'll take off some of that rudder trim and it's alright. Okay, let's put the pilot in place. Only because it looks more realistic. If I look at the screen and see an empty stick, that's not realistic. Because if I was actually flying an aircraft, I would look at the stick and I'd see my hand. So, although it might sound gamey, putting the stick in place does actually make it slightly more realistic. Putting the pilot in place, not the stick in place. Okay. So, as I've said before, it's a mixture, to taxi it's a mixture of rudder and brake and of course throttle. I'll probably keep my revs somewhere in the region of 1500 or just less for taxiing. So give it full left rudder in readiness, brake is fully on. I'll take the brake off, throttle that. Oh, I want to go that way, so I've got to get armed. Which I might have already requested, but of course it wouldn't have worked because that position that I started off in, that I spawned in, doesn't allow rearming. Not sure who that is, I can't look at the moment. Now this area, I'll do a left turn, this area will allow me to get rearmed. Armed, because so far this aircraft hasn't been armed yet. I'm going to give it full right, left rudder and put some brake on to slow it round. Now I can get armed.
Request rearming.
Copy.
That is Laxor in the KA-50. And we've approached 2:30. I was going to finish earlier, but okay. I think he said rearming complete, so oh, I think he did. So not, it wasn't refueling, was it? He said rearming. I'm sure it did. So I'm going to go. They'll only moan at me if they're trying to refuel me, rearm me. Oh, radio. I'll do a check. Radio check.
All good.
Thank you. So I'm going to stop for a moment. I'm going to readjust. I'm going to adjust track IR so that it's a bit easier for me to show you what I'm doing and still look at where I'm going. Stand by. Okay, that's a bit easier. I can look forward and you can see my feet. Brake off. Like that. So you're watching my feet adjusting the rudder and the lever there, the brake lever, applying braking to whichever wheel is being favoured by the rudder. Oh, looks like one of our guys crashed and he's waiting. If I get my throttle in the right place, I should be able to do it all just rudder and brake. So I'll take my hand off the throttle. Maybe I look for some air not combat as such, because they do shoot back at you. It's not the same as a fighter, but they do, in theory, shoot back at you. Well, I can't remember that happening for a while, so I'm not sure something's changed there. Let's check that out. I'll find an A-20 to attack. I know A-20s aren't really an enemy aircraft for me in a Spitfire, but it's what Lexor had to use. It's the most suitable aircraft for various reasons to be used on him. Okay, final checks. I've got my trims set. I know I've done my rudder. That's set to pretty much level. I think a lot of people will set that to one division below level, below neutral. But I've found that neutral works fine for me, and that's what really matters, isn't it? Flaps are up. We don't want flaps down for takeoff. Not the Spitfire. Okay, brake off, stick back, throttle up, and away we go. Gradually bring in the stick back as we speed up. Ending up with the stick in its normal position, 85, 90 miles an hour. Gear up. I'll adjust my trim. So I've adjusted my trim to give slightly over one division of nose up. And I'll put my rudder back a bit. And close my canopy. And I want my Echo 19 Spitfire engine sound back. It's a fantastic sound. This is the DCS sound, and it just doesn't compare to the Echo 19 sound, which is incredible. Right, RPM back to about 2,700. And pull the boost back to about 7-ish. Apparently she'll run all day with that setting, with 2700 and boost 7. I probably won't be here much longer. So if you've got anything you want me to do, ask me now. Bit of fine adjustment on the nose down.
I might drop in for some spitties.
Oh, enjoy Dog Door, but I'll probably be leaving soon, so I won't be able to enjoy it with you, at least not tomorrow. I'm going to be up tomorrow, I've got deliveries happening, so I need to be up.
A dog door. No probs.
So there's some fine tuning on the nose down trim so that she's much more likely to sort of stay flying straight and level. But I'm going to just climb a little bit and then do a 180. I like to do this maneuver simply because it's good fun. It's only simple, but it's nice. So I wonder if we've got any aircraft to shoot at. We've got some coming in from the north. Okay, that could be my final effort then. Undead that went across the front of me there. There he is, that's Undead. That pixel to my right. I want to make my turn, I'll lose some speed, so they might start pulling away once I get behind them. In theory I should attack them head on, but I find that a bit of a problem, so I prefer to get behind them. I'm seriously thinking about a total run though. Oh, let's go for the leader because he's nearest. Prop pitch fully fine.
Server says pure client required NVM.
Ah, that's a pity. Does that mean you've got to do a repair? Repair doesn't take that long, does it? Tally ho.
A dog door. No, I think it might be your server does not permit the mods I have.
Ah. I thought you'd flown on this server before though, Doug, or you had new ones recently? Oh, looks like he's going down. Yep, he's destroyed.
A dog door. I have, it's odd.
You could try a repair though. I'll jump on Laxor's stream and ask him. He might be able to help. They've not fired back at me yet, have they? Something's happened there. They used to fire. Surely he's not going to get out of that. I think I can claim that one. Sorry, that was probably all over the way, yeah, sorry James.
Alright, it's alright, wake me up.
I just took out an A20. I was going to finish at 2:30. Well, before that, but it's now 2:40. It's almost like the trouble when it's working okay, isn't it? It becomes even more difficult to stop. But no 20s there. Well, I don't know where it is. It seems to have disappeared. No, he's not. I can see him. Oh, but he went down. He went down. Smashed too. I think this one's actually dead. That's the one that came back as destroyed, I'm sure it is. Yeah, he's going down. Well, I didn't get much done in the Chinook, but it's been a good evening. I'm comfortable at the moment. I'm very comfortable with the way voice attack is working. It's good. It's saving me some stuff, and it's when it's not working. Even if it's not a particular problem, it's just frustrating when it doesn't work. Okay, so I think I'll probably land and I'll probably finish there. So just to let you know, this is probably my final landing. .49 final 08.
Roger.
Remembered my gear at the right time then. Oh, what a messy landing. What a way to finish, eh? Oh, the final broke the engine, yeah, fair enough. I'm interested to see if I won't be able to tell, to see if I've got a busted tyre. No, I can't blame anything on that. I think the tyres are good. It notices quite a lot if a tyre is flat, so. But, yeah. Slightly, slight damage on the prop there. So I'll have a quick word with the guys, and I'm going to fold it there because it's now approaching 3 o'clock, which is 20 odd minutes past our normal time and way past when I was planning to planning to finish at about 2:15. So let's see if they've got their ears on. Okay, copy, folks.
Say again, sorry.
Just making sure someone's copying.
Yep, check.
Jolly good. Okay, well I'm going to fold now because it's almost an hour beyond the time that I was planning to go. So catch you tomorrow night, I guess. Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
I don't know what date it might be, but I don't know if you want to fly a warbird at some point. Dog was saying that, you know, they've got a server that they fly in. It's really good. And it would involve some actual PvP, I think, PvP air combat, if you fancied it. I'm sure that they'd welcome the company, but that'll probably be, it won't be like normal flying night, it'll be a different night, so that might rule it out anyway.
No, that's fair enough. There was actually the potential for doing a couple of different flying nights anyway, with Undead's work schedule changing. It means he can only join us on certain days of the week. So, sorry, I'm also trying to dodge gunfire at the moment. So the idea, you know, a little while ago I mentioned about possibly once, like every other week, switch up the flying.
Switch up what?
The flying night.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, have a think on that then. And I'm waiting for Dog to come back and perhaps give me a date. They do various times apparently, so he's saying should be able to fit it in sometime.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
For me, of course, it even includes during our daytime. I mean, Dog's in Oz, so it includes our daytime. Obviously, that's not going to be so practicable for yourself, I would have thought. So we'll have to look at a good common evening time, I think.
Yeah. I'm aware of. I've watched a little bit of Dog's streams before now, including I think it was a Vietnam server that he flies on occasion.
All right. Oh yeah, because I watched something. His phone was Scud Muffin. I was watching some of that the other night where he dropped me a link, and yeah, it looks quite good fun. Quite good fun. I mean, I still want to fly on this on a regular basis, on this server on a regular basis, but occasionally to do that other one might be good. So with that, I'm going to sign off. It's been a good evening actually. I've had some success with voice attack. And for the most part, my frame rate has been good. I mean, it did drop down below 20 at one point, but it's all come back up again. Normally, when it drops like that, it doesn't come back, and now it has. So, and I'm talking to no one. I just realised that I was said a load of stuff then, and I didn't have focus on the game, so you wouldn't have heard me. Um, so you got the bit about perhaps flying on an evening or something that we can pre-arrange with Dog and Scud. That should be good. And I can't remember what else I said after that. Nope, can't remember.
I heard you saying about you flying during the day potentially because it's Australian, but I think I got most of it.
Okay, no, I did waffle on a bit after that because I think I was signing off really. But then I suddenly looked up and I noticed that my little red box wasn't around the RPTT, so I'd obviously lost focus on the game somehow. So anyway, I'm going to fold because as I say I was going to thinking about sort of more realistically, or no, more sensibly, closing about 2 o'clock, but it's now coming up for 3, and I've got a delivery tomorrow, so I'm going to shove off. It's been a good night. Oh, that's what I was saying. It's been a good night because I've had voice attack has come back into its own as far as I'm concerned. It's been really useful. I've added a few more commands and I can see the potential for adding more now that I'm comfortable that it works pretty reliably, so it seems. So anyway, it's been a good night, and catch you tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's good to hear, and yeah, definitely will.
Yep, okay, take care and goodbye to everybody that can hear me. Catch you again next time. TTFN.
Take care.
And just to finish up for those people that I haven't perhaps acknowledged properly, my viewers, thanks for being there. And I'm going to fold the stream now. So thanks for being there. It's always good to have viewers there. Obviously, if you can interact, that's even better. And I realise that's not always very practical for people. So we'll be flying again for tomorrow night. And hopefully see you then. Going to close the stream now. TTFN.